is in the name of Assembly Member Jones, and it's entitled Going Dutch. It's question number 1285, 2012.
Well, can I begin by again trying to propitiate Jenny and congratulating her again on her achievement in the election, which was considerable for the Green Party and for Jenny personally. And the answer is yes. We are now actively looking at all the steps that are necessary to fulfil the pledge to go Dutch. As you can readily appreciate, it won't always be easy. It will be, in some instances, expensive, and that was one of the reasons it was important to fight for transport budgets, and remains important to fight for investment in infrastructure in London.
Thank you for that, because I'm aware that it is going to be tough and sometimes it will be expensive. But at the same time, it does mean a quite different approach from Transport for London. And I'm wondering, have you explained to Transport for London that smoothing the traffic flow doesn't fit with going Dutch? Well,
we're going to look at all the implications of going Dutch. I'm not necessarily convinced that the two things are incompatible. But a huge amount of work is now being done. Just so you know, Jenny, it is my intention over the next 4 years to make a genuine leap forward for cycling. I think we did great things in the last 4 years. I think people have been really impressed by the cycle hire scheme. I think the cycle superhighways have been unfairly attacked, in some cases derided. I think they're good. I love them when I use them. I think we're going to expand that network. But there is much more that we can do to make London one of the great cycle-friendly cities in the world. You know how difficult it's going to be. We all know the challenges we face because of the street layouts in London. But with a lot of energy and a lot of commitment, it can be done. And believe me, I have that commitment.
I know that thousands of cyclists will be very pleased to hear that, and I'm extremely pleased to hear it as well. But it is about reducing the barriers to cycling, because a lot of people would cycle if they thought it was safer. Safety or lack of safety is the big barrier. And my concern is, from what you've just said, that you don't quite see the link between smoothing traffic flow, which is in essence making a faster flow of vehicles, with cycle safety. These are two separate things.
As I say, I'm not convinced that the two things are incompatible. I think trying to beat congestion in London can be a benefit to cyclists. Speaking as a cyclist who gets fed up with waiting endlessly in traffic jam, I think, and at red lights, I think that beating congestion can be an advantage for everybody. Let's not be pessimistic.
What have you actually said to Transport for London? What instructions have you given them as chair on how to go forward on this Go Dutch cycling agenda?
My instructions are very clear, which is to look at the implications of Go Dutch, see what we can do to make it work in London, make cycling much safer in London, continue to invest in interventions that will promote cycling, and to encourage more people to cycle. And to do that, to build up the critical mass in favour of cycling, and in spite of the massive increases we've seen over the last few years, you've still only got 2% of journeys on the roads are by bike. To do that, you have to build up, as you rightly say, you have to build up confidence. People have got to be sure that when they get on the road, they're going to find other cyclists. They're not going to feel alien intruders on a motorist's preserve. That is not how I want London to feel for the cyclist. And that is changing. It has changed very fast.
But to do that, you have to actually reduce the number of casualties and deaths from cycling on the road. And my concern is that your smoothing traffic flow won't help with that. And if we don't push that... All right, can you promise me at the end of your 4-year term now that it will be safe for a 12-year-old to cycle on London's roads?
Well, that's a great ambition.
Or Darren.
Or Darren.
Yes. Will you go out with him at the end of 4 years?
I want Darren. Yes, but Darren had to take a minicab, I seem to remember, which was...
Now, that's not fair. That's not fair.
I was too young to cycle.
Right, my time's up. Thank you very much.